That Malcolm Jamal Warner, probably best known for his role on The Cosby Show, has died. People report that the 54-year-old was in Costa Rica on a family vacation and accidentally drowned while swimming.
Truth can be more terrifying than fiction. What if the people you trusted the most were the very ones tearing you down? What if behind the smiles and cameras, a dark conspiracy was unfolding? A secret so sinister it shattered lives and silenced a beloved star forever. Today, we dive deep into a Hollywood scandal that will shake you to your core. This is the untold story of Malcolm Jamal Warner, a man loved by millions, betrayed by those closest to him. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew. The moment the world had been waiting for finally arrived, and it shattered every soul that heard it. Felicia Rashad, her voice trembling, eyes heavy with years of secrets, stood before the world and spoke the words no one was ready to hear. Malcolm's death was never an accident. It was a conspiracy. Her confession tore through Hollywood like a hurricane. The room fell silent. The air turned cold. And then came the name that made millions gasp in disbelief. Bill Cosby. Felicia claimed he wasn't alone. Lurking in the shadows was another familiar face. Someone Malcolm once called family. Tempestt Bledsoe. Felicia's voice cracked, almost breaking into sobs as she accused Tempestt during a live Zoom call. Tension was unbearable. The shock almost too much to process. She revealed a truth buried for decades, that Malcolm had lived in fear, warning her that Tempestt was working behind his back, plotting to destroy everything he had built. Then came the gut punch, a 1997 tape. In it, Malcolm's voice quivered with rage as he accused Tempestt of sabotaging his career, trying to erase him from Hollywood.
When you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile.
Days later, Malcolm was gone, and with him, the illusion of innocence. When the news broke that Tempestt had been arrested for allegedly playing a major role in Malcolm's death, the world stopped breathing. Fans cried, friends collapsed, strangers lit candles in the streets. This wasn't just a tragedy, it was betrayal at the deepest level. Malcolm didn't just lose his life, he was stolen from us. And the ones we thought were family were the ones holding the knife. It began like any other quiet evening until the truth came crashing down like a tidal wave. Malcolm Jamal Warner was known as the smiling, warm presence from our TV screens, the man whose charm lit up living rooms for decades. To his fans, he wasn't just an actor, he was family. But what Felicia revealed would forever change the way we saw him, and the people who claimed to love him. Her voice wasn't the confident tone we'd grown used to. It was laced with grief and rage, the kind that builds over years of holding back a secret so dark it eats at you from the inside. With tears welling, she said words that silenced everyone watching. Malcolm's death was never an accident. It was planned, and the people behind it were the closest to him. Gasps echoed across live chats. Thousands of comments flew by, disbelief, anger, heartbreak, and then she said his name, Bill Cosby, the man who once played Malcolm's on-screen father, mentor, protector, the man who in our minds could never be capable of something so unthinkable.
I want to thank every person that prayed, every person that felt with us.
But Felicia didn't stop there. Her next words cut even deeper. There was someone else, someone whose face we also knew, someone who laughed beside Malcolm, shared scenes, smiled as if the closest of friends. Tempestt Bledsoe. The revelation hit like lightning. Fans froze, struggling to reconcile the cheerful image of Tempestt with Felicia's accusation. She wasn't hinting or speaking in riddles. She pointed the finger directly, saying Tempestt had worked with Cosby to destroy Malcolm from within. Then came the moment that shook the internet. It was you! Felicia's voice cracked with anger as she shouted during the live Zoom. You took him from us. You and Cosby. You plotted it. You made it happen. The chat exploded with crying emojis, angry faces, desperate pleas for answers. According to Felicia, tension between Malcolm and Tempestt simmered for years. Behind the cameras, their relationship was poisoned by jealousy and mistrust. Malcolm had confided in her, warning that Tempestt wasn't who she appeared to be, actively working to sabotage him and isolate him from the industry. Then came the haunting detail that kept people awake. A 1997 tape, recorded long before social media, TMZ, or any public leak. Malcolm's voice is raw, trembling with fury and pain as he confronts Tempestt, accusing her of planting false stories, turning friends against him, trying to make him irrelevant. moment. The fight escalates until he says words now chilling prophecy. "You're trying to destroy me. You won't stop until I'm gone." Those words hung in the air like a curse. Months later, Malcolm was dead. At the time, his passing was called a tragic accident, an unforeseeable loss no one could prevent. But now, with Felicia's confession, the official story crumbled. What seemed like fate looked like cold-blooded calculation. The world was furious. Hours after the live stream, hashtags exploded across Twitter and Instagram. Hashtag Justice for Malcolm, hashtag Arrest Tempestt, hashtag Cosby exposed. Old interviews resurfaced, photos re-examined, red carpet moments replayed like puzzle pieces everyone scrambled to solve. Fans pointed to moments when Malcolm seemed distant around Tempestt, or when her smile didn't reach her eyes. Days later, the bombshell, Tempestt Bledsoe arrested. Reporters swarmed the courthouse, flashing cameras as she was led away in handcuffs. Charges, conspiracy, obstruction, and alleged involvement in Malcolm's death. The moment was surreal. The woman so many grew up watching was now the face of Hollywood's darkest scandal. Outside the courthouse, fans gathered, signs reading, "We want the truth," and Malcolm deserved better. Some cried openly, others shouted in rage. The grief wasn't just for Malcolm's death. It was the devastating realization that the people who should have been his shield were the ones who broke him. Felicia Rashad revealed the toll of carrying this truth for so long, threatened into silence, warned her career and safety were at risk.
Yo, good morning. So I'm headed to the gym. I've been having some issues with dad bod for quite some time. I go through periods where I'm more consistent and more on top of things than other times.
But after decades, she could no longer keep the secret. "This wasn't just a tragedy," she said through tears during an exclusive interview. "It was betrayal, the worst kind, the kind that comes from family." And that word, family, cut deeper than any headline, because to millions, the Cosby Show cast was family. A safe place, a reminder of simpler times. But now that illusion shattered, replaced by a story so dark it felt like a crime novel come to life. Malcolm's death was no longer a mystery. It was a raw wound bleeding all over again. And as Tempest's arrest dominated headlines, one question burned hotter. If Cosby and Tempestt betrayed Malcolm, who else was involved? Felicia hinted at a third conspirator, someone even closer to Malcolm, still free. The nation shivered at the thought. These two could betray him, who else could? Truth began spilling out. Social media detectives scoured footage, interviews, photos. Leaked emails revealed Malcolm felt trapped, watched, endangered by people he once trusted. His voicemail to Felicia, played on national TV, was heartbreaking. "If anything happens to me, know it wasn't an accident. I love you. Please don't let them erase me." Public's fury grew as more details emerged. Old friendships shattered, reputations ruined, Malcolm's legacy stained by treachery. Court filings revealed a longtime friend's sworn statement. Malcolm had confessed that weeks before his death, he feared for his life. Someone unknown fed secrets to Cosby and Tempestt, making them untouchable. This wasn't just betrayal, it was execution. The trial approaches. Tempestt faces the world's rage, but the silence around the third conspirator deepens. In a final twist, a sealed testimony leaked. A heated argument hours before Malcolm's death involving Tempestt and the mysterious third conspirator. The media exploded with rumors and speculation, but the truth remains locked away for now. Fans' nostalgia turned to mourning. Cosby Show reruns felt like crime reenactments, laughter replaced by sorrow. Malcolm's mother broke her silence. "They didn't just take my son's life, they stole the man he could have been." Rumors swirl that prosecutors will reveal the third conspirator in a dramatic courtroom moment, one that could shake Hollywood forever. And so we wait for justice, for truth, for the name that will burn down the facade. Malcolm Jamal Warner, a man who gave us laughter, hope, and family, was stolen by those he trusted most. They took his voice, his light, but they will never extinguish the fire his truth ignited in millions. If Malcolm's story touched you, if you believe justice must be served and truth must be told, don't stay silent. Share this video, spread his story, keep his memory alive. Comment below with your thoughts. Who do you think the third conspirator might be? What secrets do you believe Hollywood still hides? And if you want to stay updated on every development in this case, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. We'll bring you every revelation, every truth, every step toward justice for Malcolm Jamal Warner. Remember, sometimes the brightest smiles hide the sharpest knives. Justice for Malcolm, always.